Title, Route 26, Last Stop. It was supposed to be just another night. I remember the rain, thin, persistent drizzle that coated the windshield in a way the wipers never seemed fast enough to clear. I had just finished a late shift and boarded the 11:45 p.m. Route 26 bus. I always took that bus, same driver, same regular faces. It was familiar, safe, until that night. The bus wasn't full. Maybe 8 of us, not including the driver. There was an old woman in the front, clutching a plastic bag filled with what looked like knitting yarn. 2 teens sat near the middle, headphones in, heads nodding to whatever beat pulsed through their earbuds. A man in a brown trench coat sat alone in the back. He didn't blink much. And I chose my usual spot, 3rd row from the front, window seat. I liked watching the city blur into the countryside as we crossed into the dark. But that night, the lights inside the bus flickered for the first time. The first time. They came back on almost instantly, and I remember how everyone laughed it off, including the driver, Mike. He was a big guy, with a heavy mustache and one of those faces that always looked like it was halfway to a grin. "Old bus," he said over his shoulder. "She's got a mind of her own sometimes." We hit the stretch of highway just outside of town, long, winding, nothing but trees and telephone poles. No houses, no lights. Just blackness. That's when the radio started crackling. Mike reached down, adjusted the dial. "Dispatch, this is 26 audio S breaking up, come again." Nothing. Just static. Then something else. Whispering. And not just any whispering. It was wrong. Layered. Like too many mouths speaking at once, some too fast, others too slow. The words didn't make sense, but they felt sharp. Like if I could understand them, they would hurt. Mike turned the radio off with a muttered curse. No one else seemed to notice. Then came the fog. It didn't roll in from the woods, it just appeared. Thick, pale, almost blue in the headlights. Visibility dropped to almost nothing. Mike slowed the bus. I remember watching his hands tighten on the wheel. I could see his knuckles go white. That's when the girl screamed. I turned around. One of the teenagers, the girl with the purple hoodie, was staring out the window, eyes wide, mouth open but no sound coming out now. Her friend pulled her back, asking what was wrong. She pointed, but by the time I looked, nothing. Only fog. We should have stopped. God, I keep thinking about that. We should be pulled over, turned around, anything but keep driving. The fog got thicker. And then, the lights went out. Just gone. Interior, headlights, dashboard. Darkness swallowed us whole. The engine died too, almost like the whole vehicle had been unplugged from the world. No hum, no motion. We coasted, dead weight in the dark. Then. Bang. Something hit the side of the bus. Everyone jumped. Mike cursed and reached for a flashlight under his seat. He flicked it on. Thin yellow light cut through the fog on the left window. Nothing. Then bang, again. Right side this time. Harder. I saw it then. A face pressed against the glass. Not human. It was stretched too long, jaw open too wide, eyes pure black. And it smiled. Its teeth looked like they'd been filed into razors. Mike shouted. People screamed. The bus rocked violently as if something or things were circling us, hitting from every angle. The door opened on its own. I swear to you, Mike didn't touch a thing. It hissed open and fog poured inside like it had been waiting. And behind the fog, footsteps. Heavy. Wet. The old woman in the front stood up and walked toward the door. We tried to stop her. I got up, tried to grab her arm, but she was too fast. Or maybe I was too slow. She didn't even look scared. Just calm. Like she knew. The last thing she said before stepping out was, "He calls us now." Then she was gone. Into the mist. And the screaming started again, but this time, from outside. We watched as shapes moved through the fog. Tall, twisted silhouettes. Crawling, dragging, limping. They circled the bus like predators. Then one slammed against the front windshield, cracking it. Mike backed up. Everyone to the back. Now. But the back wasn't safer. The man in the trench coat stood and pulled something from his jacket. A book. Old, torn, with pages that looked water-damaged. He began to chant. No. Not chant. Sing. The same layered voice from the radio. I froze. I felt cold from the inside, like my blood turned to frost. Everyone else tried to run to the front, but it was too late. The windshield exploded inward. One of the creatures came in. It had no eyes, just a long slit of a mouth and limbs that bent the wrong way. It moved like smoke, like shadow given muscle. And it grabbed the girl in the hoodie. Her scream was cut short. She just vanished like she was never there. Mike hit the ignition. I don't know how, but the engine roared to life, and he hit the gas. The bus lurched forward through the fog. One creature still clung to the roof. Another was dragging under the chassis. We drove, full speed, until we hit something. Hard. I remember flying. Glass. Screams. Metal on metal. Then silence. When I came to, the bus was in pieces. I was in a ditch. My head was bleeding. I couldn't hear anything but a high-pitched whine. The bodies, oh God, the bodies. Some of them weren't right. Like they'd been twisted or aged by decades. Skin gray, eyes hollow. But others were just gone. Mike's body was found 20 feet from the crash site, eyes wide open, mouth still mid-scream. The girl in the hoodie never found. Neither was the old woman. Or the man with the book. The next part is where things get blurry. I was taken to a hospital, St. Germain's. That's where I met Detective Lorna Hale. She was the first person who actually listened. Really listened. She wrote everything down. Even the parts that sounded insane. Then she shared something with me. 3 months ago, another Route 26 bus disappeared in fog. No trace. 10 passengers gone. I wasn't the first. She showed me pictures. One of the passengers was a woman, old, wiry, with a plastic bag in her hand. Same as the one who stepped off our bus. She had vanished before. How was she there that night unless she never left? They said it was an accident. Said Mike probably fell asleep, lost control in the fog. They didn't believe me. Why would they? But I know what I saw. I know what I felt. Sometimes, I still hear the whispering. When it rains, and I ride a bus late at night, and I close my eyes. I see the face at the window again. Smiling. Waiting. Because Route 26 doesn't end where the map says it does. It ends where the fog begins. And some nights, it's still out there picking up passengers. One by one. and maybe next time, you won't get off so lucky.